Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I will be reviewing the whole Percy Jackson series. I'll be reviewing them book by book and then the whole series as a whole. I already finished the first book, just this one. I'll be giving a spoiler and a non-spoiler review. If you just want the non-spoiler review, I will put the timestamp on screen and you can just only go to that one. So you don't get the spoilers. Let's just get into it. So this is the first book. There's 5 of them, if you don't know. This is called Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. It's the most famous one, I think, in terms of stories, because there are movies and the show, the Disney Plus show. It's about the first book, which I have both already seen. I watched the movie years ago and then I watched the show when it came out, so I already knew the plot to this one, which makes it a little bit less entertaining for me, I think. It took me about a week to finish this book, which for a book with letters this big and this small, it should be easier for me. Okay, so I will first read the blurb and then I will tell you to which time to go if you don't want any spoilers. Percy Jackson is about to be kicked out of boarding school, again, and that's the least of his troubles. Lately, mythological monsters and the gods of Mount Olympus seem to be walking straight out of the pages of Percy's Greek mythology textbook and into his life. And worse, he's angered a few of them. Zeus's master lightning bolt has been stolen and Percy is the prime suspect. Now Percy and his friends have just 10 days to find and return Zeus's stolen property and bring peace to a warring Mount Olympus. But to succeed in his quest, Percy will have to do more than catch the true thief. He must come to terms with the father who abandoned him, solve the riddle of the oracle, which warns him of a betrayal by a friend, and unravel a treachery more powerful than the gods themselves. Yeah, so, interesting concept, right? I mean, they're famous. This book is from 2005. You should know this, but I just have never read the full series. My brother owns one of the books, but I've never read it. So I just thought, you know what, let me just go read these ones. I will put the non-spoiler review time down here now, so if you don't want any spoilers, go to that timestamp for the people who do want spoilers. I think this book was good, and I like that so much stuff happens, but it's also kind of annoying because it doesn't go into depth about some of the stuff. Like, for example, the Lotus Casino. I was very intrigued by that concept of just, so if you haven't read it, they go into a casino in Vegas and they can't get out. Well, they can, technically. It's just, there are an infinite amount of games and you have infinite amount of money to eat, to play the games, to drink, whatever. And you have a room that's beautiful. So kids go in there and everything's paid for and they play games and they don't notice how much time has passed and they don't age. So Percy walks up to a boy who looks like Elvis Presley and he's like, what year is it? And he says 1977. So Percy's like, what the hell? And then he goes to some others and some say 1990, 2001, whatever. So he's like, oh, we have to get out of here, and they leave and everything's fine. But that concept of that hotel seems so interesting to me, so I wish that would have been explored more. I mean, the Medusa whole thing is kind of famous because of the movie where he uses his iPod or like the older iPhone, as a mirror, which is interesting. I like the ending. It's good. It's fast-paced, which of course is a children's book. Well, not children, but like teenager. Like, he is 12, so it makes sense that it's also to be read by 12-year-olds, which I am not, but I still enjoyed it. I like the ending that it pretty much solves this book, but it does give reason to go to a next book, because some books that are multiple, like a book series that's multiple books, they don't really solve the issues of the first book and they just push it into the next book, which is quite annoying. Which I did enjoy about this one, that it was just, you know, this book is solved. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Gotta read the second one and then I will be back. So So for the non-spoiler review, I enjoyed this book. It had a lot of interesting things. It was fast-paced. I think some stuff could have been explored more. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was quick. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just, I already knew the story because of the series and the Disney Plus series and the movie. So it wasn't anything new to me, which I think the other books will be, which is going to be interesting. And I will report back when I have read the second book. Okay, so I finished the second book, which is The Sea of Monsters, and I like this one way more. So I will just say the blurb again, and then my review. Percy Jackson's 7th grade year has been surprisingly quiet. Not a single monster has set foot on his New York prep school campus. But when an innocent game of dodgeball among Percy and his classmates turns into a death match against an ugly gang of cannibal giants, things get, well, ugly. And the unexpected arrival of his friend Annabeth brings more bad news. The magical borders that protect Camp Half-Blood have been poisoned by a mysterious enemy, and unless a cure is found, the only safe haven for demigods will be destroyed. In this fresh, funny, and wildly popular follow-up to The Lightning Thief, Percy and his friends must journey into the Sea of Monsters to save their camp. But first, Percy will discover a stunning new secret about his family, one that makes him question whether being claimed as Poseidon's son is an honor or simply a cruel joke. So yeah, I will put the timestamp for the non-spoiler on screen, and then the rest will know the spoilers. So I like this one a lot more since it wasn't the story I already knew, like the first one. I did drop it, so look, it's a little bit broken, but that's fine. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one more. I love Tyson, which is his half-brother. Turns out he's really cute. Like, I don't know, I always like the big dumb characters in books and movies. It's always just so nice. So yeah, Tyson was great. The story was, so much happens in these stories. It's crazy. Yeah, excited for the third book, considering the end, which is Thalia. Is that her name? Thalia? Thalia, whatever. She's alive again, so that's gonna be interesting. It was really short though, which I guess was also fine. I don't really know what to say. It was a good book. I like Tyson. Clarissa made kind of a comeback in terms of her personality. She was less of a bitch, considering, you know, she was less mean, considering she helped them, I guess. And then Percy also helped her get the fleece back to Camp Half-Blood. Yeah, I don't know, it was a good book. Don't really have much to say about it, just liked the characters. And for the non-spoiler review, I enjoyed it much better than the first book because I didn't know the plot. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fast, a lot of stuff happens, which is always nice. So it was good. I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars. This is not really my type of book to read in terms of flow, but I do understand that it is a book for kids. So if I was a kid, I would have given this 5 stars. So I should have read it earlier, but I'm reading it now and I'm still enjoying it, so I don't mind that much. So yeah, see you at the third book. So the third Percy Jackson book, which is The Titan's Curse. I will again read the blurb, then give the timestamp and the reviews. So yeah, when Percy Jackson receives an urgent distress call from his friend Grover, he immediately prepares for battle. He knows he'll need his powerful demigod allies at his side, his trusty bronze sword Riptide, and a ride from his mom. The demigods race to the rescue to find that Grover has made an important discovery. Two powerful half-bloods whose parentage is unknown, but that's not all that awaits them. The Titan Lord Kronos has set up a devious trap and the young heroes have just fallen prey. Hilarious and action-packed, this third adventure in the series finds Percy faced with his most dangerous challenge yet, the chilling prophecy of the Titan's Curse. I will put the timestamp on the screen now for the non-spoiler. For the spoiler people, let's go. So yeah, I like this one a lot, I can't lie. It was interesting. It was, again, it was like, these books are also like fast and it just goes, it keeps going. Yeah, I think I did still prefer the second one, but that's because it was more water related and I like water. But this one was really cool. I liked that he was kind of, like, Percy was kind of just not supposed to go. Well, he was, but like they didn't want him to go. And it's really cool that in the beginning, I think in all three of the books, like the prophecy is set, so practically they spoil the whole story in the first few chapters. And then just like every time you're like, okay, so what's gonna happen now in terms of the prophecy? Like who in this prophecy it was something like one will be killed by their parents. But you were like, who's that gonna be? Because you have no idea. Except for Grover, I guess, because his parents are very there. We don't know who they are. So yeah, it was really interesting. And then I guess as soon as it was said that, what's her name? Zoe? Zoe's dad was Atlas. Then I was like, okay, well that's gonna be the one who gets killed. So yeah, I think I don't really know what, like I know what happened in the end, but it was all kind of blurry. I did also kind of before the reveal think something with a B. Brianna? Oh my god, I don't know the names. And Nico? I don't know their names. The two kids were gonna be Hades' kids. But since they were in the Lotus Hotel, he didn't break the pact, which I thought was a really good loophole. But yeah, if that gets told to the Olympians, they're gonna be, like, to the gods, they're gonna be pissed. So I am very excited about that for the fourth book, because like how are they gonna fix this? And especially because Nico, I'm gonna call him Nico because I don't know what his name was, but I think it's Nico. He's gonna get recruited by Luke. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna predict that he's gonna get recruited by Luke, and then everybody's gonna be, yeah, that's not gonna be good. But yeah, I liked it. But Percy Jackson, okay, he's nice, he's great, but he's such a main character. Like he is, of course. They're his books. They're literally all called, like the series is called Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But like it's so obvious. It's like, I don't know. He's just like so main character-y, which he is. Like I don't blame him, and he's still a really like nice kid. It's just he wants, like he has to go on every mission, and he's the one who saves the world. And it's just so. I don't know, I get it, because it's like, it's the whole point of the series, but it's so obvious, and like nobody else even gets a chance, pretty much. Like Clarissa had her own mission, but then he was like, ah, good for you, I don't care, I did this. Which, not really, but it felt like it, but that's just because it's his book, I guess, and it's all from his perspective, which I don't know, I'm just not used to these books. It's the same with Harry Potter, it's like the prophecies, you know? The prodigy child, I guess. I don't know. It's just very... I don't know how to do with it. But yeah, it was really cool though. and I want Annabeth and Percy to get together. But I also keep forgetting that they're 14, which is a little weird. Especially like the things they're doing. Excuse me, I was just chilling at 14 years old. Actually, I didn't really do much. I was just doing school. That's it. Also, when I was 14, it was like during COVID, so yeah, no, I didn't do shit. But that's not the point. They're doing so much. So much. They're saving the world at 14. That's crazy. But yeah, I guess that's my review. I'm glad Tyson was kind of there in the book. I miss him. He's so cute. Maybe we'll see him in the fourth one. Oh, we will. Because he's gonna go back to camp. So that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I will do the non-spoiler and then see you in the fourth book. So non-spoiler review of The Titan's Curse. I enjoyed this one. I did. It was still better than the first, but I do think I preferred the second book more. Just because it was more my style, I think, in terms of story. But this one was really good, and it had a lot of good characters and character development, which is interesting. So yeah, I have some issues with Percy, just because, I don't know, just do. I still like him, he's just kind of annoying sometimes, but I guess he's a kid, so it makes sense. So yeah, good book. I don't really know what to say, it was just a good book. I'm looking forward to the fourth one, because yeah, I am. I need to know what's gonna happen, which I guess is really good if it's in the series. But if I actually read it, oh, I couldn't have. I was gonna say if I actually read it when it came out, but then I would have been 3. So I couldn't have read this when it came out. But I was like, then I wouldn't want to wait a whole year. But I guess I wouldn't have been able to read it. So it's fine. Everything's been solved. I don't know what I'm saying. Please help. I'm rambling. Something's going on. But yeah, good book. Would recommend it. I guess it doesn't really matter because you're not gonna read this one without reading the rest, so it's like it doesn't make sense. So I don't know why. Yeah. Thanks for watching this episode. What? Oh, I'm having a stroke. Please help me. Yeah. Alright, so I will be back for the fourth book, hopefully with more brain cells, because I don't know what's going on, but it was a good book. Yeah. See it then. Okay, so I read the fourth book, which was good, but we'll get into that. Let me first read the blurb and then do the non-spoiler, the spoiler, other way around, but I'll give you the timestamps. You know how this works at this point in the video, if you're even still here. But yeah, Percy Jackson isn't expecting freshman orientation to be any fun, but when a mysterious mortal acquaintance appears on campus, followed by demon cheerleaders, things move quickly from bad to worse. In this fourth installment of the blockbuster series, time is running out as war between the Olympians and the evil Titan Lord Kronos draws near. Even the safe haven of Camp Half-Blood grows more vulnerable by the minute as Kronos' army prepares to invade its once impenetrable borders. To stop the invasion, Percy and his demigod friends must set out on a quest through the Labyrinth, a sprawling underground world with stunning surprises at every turn. Okay, I will put the timestamp on screen for the non-spoiler, for the spoiler. Let's go. So yeah, this one, it was better. They keep getting better. I don't know how, well I do know how, because the story just keeps advancing and people get introduced and people die and everything, whatever. This book, it was good. I don't like, though, that Tyson and Grover, like they split up, because I love Tyson and Grover, so I was like, why did they have to leave and I had to be with like Annabeth and Rachel, which honestly, I love Rachel. She's really cool. I like her. She's like, I don't know, blunt. She's cool. And Annabeth was very jealous, which was a good sign, I guess, for Percy's love life. So yeah, let me grab my review. And I will, cause it's been a couple of days, like 3, and my brain's not very good, so I forget everything. Yeah, that's kind of bad, isn't it? Is it even 3 days? It is. So yeah, okay. Ooh, yeah. This was the first book where I actually felt something for the book. Like, I actually got kind of emotional, not like crying emotional, but I was like, damn, that's sad. I don't remember where, but something happened. I was like, oh fuck. Alright. And I actually got happy, and I don't know, the other books, not as much for some reason. I think Nico is cool. Like, he's a little bit scary, but I guess that's the point, because he's the son of Hades. Like, of course he's gonna be scary. Luke becoming Kronos, insane plot twist. Did not really expect. I mean, I could have expected it, but like when Percy opened the tomb thingy, and like just Luke laid there, and then he was like brought alive. I don't know. Is he still alive? Luke, like in a different book. I don't know. We'll see. I still have to read the last book. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's there. It's not even that big. I will probably finish it soon, and then I can upload this video maybe next week. Which for you is right when you're watching it, so it makes no sense, but that's okay. But yeah, the Labyrinth was interesting though. Like the way it just keeps changing, and you kept having like different obstacles and different people to interact with, different people to beat, I guess, different monsters, everything. It was really cool. I liked the place with the guy with 3 heads. And no, 3 bodies? Did he have? He had 1 head, 3 bodies, which is crazy. Like it was difficult to imagine. But yeah, that was a cool little piece. And that was Quintus the one who turned out to be Hephaestus? That was also cool. Did not expect that. Very good plot twists, because like he was a traitor. We figured that out pretty fast into the book, but him being Hephaestus, I did not expect, and it's good. I hadn't even realized that was a good plot twist, because I'm a big fan of good plot twists. Usually I already predict them. This one I did not predict. I could have maybe, if I thought about it, but I didn't. So yeah, good book. I'm very excited for the next one, because I want to know how this ends. So yeah, I will get into the non-spoiler review now. I like this book a lot more than the last one. Not a lot more, I think, but they do keep getting better, in my opinion. It was really good. There was some stuff where I was like, I would have hoped it went differently, but I'm also glad it went the way it went, because it makes sense for the story. But yeah, it was a good book. A lot of plot twists I didn't expect, which is always good. So yeah, I liked it. I'm very excited for the next book, because I am. I don't know what to say. The non-spoiler review, like the further I get into the series, the less I can say about the books, because most of like what I can say, like even just reading the blurb was already a spoiler technically. Damn, I don't think this is smart to read if you don't want spoilers. To watch, sorry. To watch if you don't want spoilers. But yeah, good book. 4 stars. The best up until now. And we will see how the 5th one goes. Probably even better, because they keep getting better. So we shall see. I will see you at the next and final book. Yeah. I finally finished, I finished the 5th book. So I finished the whole series, and I will be reviewing the last book and then the whole series in this part of the video. I'm gonna do it the same as literally every other book that I've reviewed yet in this video. So let me just start reading. All year, the Half-Bloods have been preparing for battle against the Titans, knowing that the odds of victory are grim. Kronos' army is stronger than ever, and with every god and half-blood he recruits, the evil Titan's power only grows. While the Olympians struggle to contain the rampaging monster typhon, Kronos begins his advance on New York City, where Mount Olympus stands virtually unguarded. Now it's up to Percy Jackson and an army of young demigods to stop the Lord of Time. In this momentous final book in the New York Times best-selling series, the long-awaited prophecy surrounding Percy's 16th birthday unfolds. And as the battle for Western civilization rages on the street of Manhattan, Percy faces a terrifying suspicion that he may be fighting against his own fate. So I'm gonna just put the timestamp for the non-spoiler review on screen. And then I will, yeah, let's go. I think this was a great ending to the series. It was really good. I don't know what to say. It was a really good ending. I like this book a lot. I think it's my favorite, and like I've said in every other review, the books keep getting better. I think it was funny. It was a good conclusion of the whole series, and it just solved every issue kind of that there was. But it still had conflict, like Percy had got tempted to just open Pandora's box, or like not necessarily join Kronos, but to like surrender, I guess. But he didn't, which is good. But I also understand, because honestly the gods haven't been like treating him very well, so I understand why he would have done it, because the gods were kind of mean towards everyone, like since the beginning of, like, if you've ever read myths or like heard them, you know that gods are awful. Like they've never, well, not never, but they barely do anything good for humanity. So it makes sense that a lot of people joined Kronos, because he was like, let's destroy the gods, but for some reason they didn't understand that Kronos wasn't going to be any better. But yeah, I thought one part was really funny. One thing he said, let me just find it. Like Selena said, "You want a bonbon? My dad sent them. He thought they might cheer me up." Percy asked, "Are they any good?" She shook her head. "They taste like cardboard." I didn't have anything against cardboard, so I tried one. I don't know, it was so funny, just so deadpan, like, never had anything against cardboard, so why not just try it? It was funny. There were some other parts where I was like, this is good dialogue. I don't know how many stars I'm gonna give it though, because I don't know if I loved it. I think I just really liked it. But I am curious if the next book, because there are 2 more book series about the whole like Olympus and Camp Half-Blood, if they kind of continue, and if Percy and friends also appear in those ones. But I might just look that up, and then if it seems fun, I'm gonna read them, but we'll see. Annabeth and Percy got together, which is great. I did also really like Rachel, but it felt kind of betrayal, like rooting for her. That doesn't make sense, because it's Annabeth, you know, they've been day one. It was a cute ending, but also like it's quite open, the ending. Like if there weren't any other books, I'd be like, this is a kind of weird ending, but considering there are other books that continue, kind of, it's alright. Yeah, I think the battle was good. The way the whole story advanced. In the beginning they were really struggling, and then they got help, and then struggling again, and then it kept you on your toes. It was really good. I finished it quite fast, I guess, compared to the other books and like the size. Let me just add the other books here. I love these covers. I'm gonna show a picture of what they look like, because if you put them like all next to each other, it's like a whole story that kind of continues, which is really cool. I didn't notice that in the 4th book, which I think I showed in a review or in another video. I don't know. yeah, I'm so glad I finally finished this series, because I've been wanting to read this since I was like 12 or 11, and I just never bought them, so I never read them. I think we have one of the books. We already owned it, but I don't remember which one. I don't think it was I think it was Sea of Monsters, which is the second one, so it doesn't really make sense. Quite confusing. But I never read it, or at least not fully. And now I just read the whole series, finally. And I'm glad I did, because they're really good, actually, these books. So, they are more kids' books, so it makes more sense, because they're also more focused on kids. And I also, the further you go into the series, the less for kids it is, which makes sense, because Percy grows up. So, in the first book, he's 12, and it's very much like, feels like it's towards 12-year-olds. But in the last book, he's 16, and I'm like, okay, I could have read this when I was 16, and been like, okay, I relate to this. So that was really good. I don't really know what else to say. I just really liked it. The whole series, good beginning, and like correlate, like they all go together, the books, but they all have their individual stories, but they all still link, which I think is really important in the series. Because sometimes either it's just the main storyline that they focus on and every book is kind of like just an extension, or they're all very unrelated and you're like, okay, but where's the main like plot, you know? And this series is really good in combining it, so that it is both the main storyline gets focused on in each book, but also each book has its own individual story. So, series overall, also 4 stars. I really liked it, and I would recommend it for sure. Especially if you like myths and like Greek gods, because I love Greek gods. They're like my favorite gods, I guess. Because I love the myths. When I was younger and like I went to high school, I did Latin as like a subject. Only for the myths. I dropped out after the second year because I didn't really like the math. I didn't really like the grammar part, but I love the myths. But I can also do that without having to do Latin as grammar. For some reason, I also got Greek myths for Latin. I had like Latin and Greek together, so it was a little confusing. But either way, all of them is great. Very interesting. Also good for like relation to real life and morality, moral stuff. So yeah, overall good series, good everything, very nice, nice characters, good ending, good. Non-spoiler review. I really like the 5th book. I think it was the best of all of them. 5th book. But like I've already said before, I think each book gets better because the storyline advances and you get to know the characters better and just everything improves, which I think is also rare though, because a lot of the time the first book is good and then it just gets worse because they try to just keep the story going even though it should have already ended. But with this series it's very clear that it was like, it's supposed to be this long. So I think that's really good. I'm gonna give the 5th book 4 stars on Goodreads and also just here. And the series as a whole also 4 stars. I don't think it's 5-star because I don't love it. It's not one of the books I die for, like for example Boys of Talon. But it is a really good series and I would recommend it, and I think it is in the level of like Harry Potter in terms of you have to have read this because it's good. Yeah, I really like this book. I think the way it was written was good, just the whole thing. It's very easy to read because it's targeted towards kids, so it makes sense, or like teens. So it's quick, which I really like, and a lot of stuff happens, which is also good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna also show it here because I showed the spoiler review people. all of the books I bought, the specific edition, all of the books, if you line them up, it turns into like a story, which I will show on screen. And it looks really cool. And also the sides, which I can actually make if I put them in the right order, which I usually don't. I'm messing it up because I keep putting it the other way around. That's not the point. The point is, if I can get it, look, see the sides also kind of like, it's not a story, but it is together, which I think is gonna look really pretty on my bookshelf. So, you know, that's a win. So yeah, overall I'm gonna give this a 4. I really liked the story, the characters, just everything. It was really good. I'm not gonna give it a 5 like I said, because it's still, I don't know, it was just not perfect. I don't know what I would improve, but there is some stuff where I was just, I think it's, if I was still younger, I would have given this 5 stars. This would have been up there with Divergent, because I love Divergent so much. So yeah, they were really good, and yeah, I liked it. I'm glad I finally read it. It took me a while, not that long actually, but I kept spacing it out between books so I didn't read them all at once. So, but I could have read it faster, but then I probably would have been bored of it, so I'm glad I spaced it out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed watching this too. I know it's gonna be a real long video because it's 5 books, detailed reviews, but I hope you got to this point. If you did, thank you so much. I'm sorry for having to hear me ramble this much. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, like I already said 3 times. If you did, please like, comment if you have something to comment about, subscribe, put on the bell thingy so you will know when I post, and that's cool. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.